What's the best treatment for dissociative identity disorder? How do you get rid of multiple personalities? I'm Jonathan Decker with Mended. Let's do this. This is Ask a Therapist, and we've been talking in a couple previous videos about what dissociative identity disorder is. It used to be called multiple personality disorder, but because it's so much more than that, it's not just about split personalities. It's about having out-of-body experiences. It's about experiencing the world as foggy or cloudy or murky or not real. Amnesia. It's about all sorts of things that can come cropping up in addition to split personalities. But what most people want to know is, how do I work through this? I want to just be me. I don't want to be me and Steve and Sherry and a bunch of other people. I want to just be me. At this time, there's not any specific evidence-based plan or treatment for DID, dissociative identity disorder. What there is anecdotal, people reporting things they've had success with. Some of that is controversial, but let me tell you what the findings are so far and what people talk about so far. First of all is hypnosis. Under hypnosis, some people are shown to be very responsive to the suggestions of their therapist, and that includes the various personalities that come out. Now, these personalities exist for a reason. They exist oftentimes to help the person cope with trauma, right? Help them to feel safe, to help them to feel strong, to help them to feel powerful or playful, or whatever it is that they want to feel, but for whatever reason don't give themselves permission to feel as themselves. And themselves is known as the host personality. So under hypnosis, a lot of times these other personalities can start to integrate, right? They can start to integrate or join or fuse with the host personality in order to let the host personality take on their strengths, take on their characteristics. Art therapy, movement therapy, where people are expressing themselves artistically, letting things out that are buried in their subconscious through their art, is a great way to build connections in the brain between areas that have been closed due to the trauma, right? That have closed down so that the person doesn't have to deal with things. It can come out in the art. What we see with both the hypnotherapy and the psychotherapy that is most effective is integrating, is fusing. Let me tell you a story to give an example of this. If you've watched the other dissociation videos, you'll know that I once worked with a woman who had DID. That stemmed from, presumably, a childhood trauma. She was sexually abused as a child, and that she had these two other personalities, the sweet, innocent young girl and the bitch. Right? And the little girl was 6 years old because this woman had been abused at late 6, early 7. And so the 6-year-old girl was the last time she felt innocent because her abuser made her feel very guilty and ashamed, as if his abuse of her was her fault because she was bad. And so whenever she felt guilty or ashamed about anything, if it was overwhelming enough, the 6-year-old would come out. Totally different voice, totally different mannerisms, and actually different name, different history, but it was she wanted to feel innocent and pure again, or she wanted to feel safe and secure again, or that people would take care of her if she was a little girl. The bitch, which is her phrase, not mine, the bitch would come out if she felt like she wanted to be strong, if the response to a threat was not to have someone save her or take care of her, but to fight. And this particular woman didn't know how to assert herself as herself. She couldn't assert herself and find that balance between, she didn't want to be mean or rude, but she wanted to be strong and firm. She didn't know how to do that. So the bitch would come out, had a different name, different voice, different personality, different temperament, different life history, but she would come out and take charge and would yell at people, would throw things, would break things, would demand to be treated a certain way. And this was the response to when this person wanted to feel assertive.
How can I heal?
So how do we heal this? The therapy for this particular person was about integration. It was about helping her to process that her trauma as a child was not her fault, that she was not guilty, that she was not bad, that she was not impure, and that as herself, as the host personality, she could ask for people to take care of her, meet her needs, whether it be talking or holding her, or just going for a walk with her, spending time with her, that she could assert that as an adult instead of having to turn into a 6-year-old to get people to want to do it. And the more she was able to do it as herself in the host personality, the less and less we saw the 6-year-old because she wasn't needed and she ultimately just disappeared. Same thing with the bitch. When this particular patient learned how to assert herself in life, when she learned how to speak her mind without being rude or mean, but how to speak her mind firmly and directly, and to draw healthy boundaries in her life of how she would and wouldn't be treated and hold to those boundaries, the bitch took off because the host personality was able to fulfill that role herself. Very often with DID, The dissociation occurs, whether it's a split personality or it's depersonalization, where you feel distance from your experience and your reality and your thoughts, and it feels like somebody else is behind the wheel of your thoughts, or derealization, where it feels like you're watching a movie instead of interacting with the real world. It feels foggy or murky or hazy, doesn't feel real.
Are you hallucinating yet?
All of these are ways to cope with the trauma of your reality, of what you've been through or what you may still be going through. Therapy can help. As you develop the skills to deal with what's happening now or to deal with what's happened in the past, as you develop the skills to assert yourself, to take measures to feel safe, to feel strong, to feel vulnerable in a healthy way, a lot of times these personalities dissipate and go away because they're no longer needed. Now, if you're watching this, maybe you've had an experience with DID. Maybe it's you, maybe it's a friend or family member or a loved one. We'd love to hear, if you can share it without betraying confidences, don't share names or anything like that, down below what your story is. Or if you have a question that you'd like for me to answer here on the Ask a Therapist segment, I'd love to address as many as I can. I might answer in the comments. I might answer with a fully produced video. Who knows? Only way to know is to leave that down below. I've got a whole playlist of your questions, my answers, all the experience and training that I've had that I'm just throwing out there to help you as best I can, as well as in the comment sections of those, some real pearls of wisdom from our awesome community. You guys are great, and I love seeing how you help each other. Mended Light is a place of healing. It's a place of hope. It's a wonderful community of people. We want you to feel at home here. We hope that you do. If you feel at home here, if you want others to feel that same way, please share this video, pass it along, or go through our library and find something to share with someone you know who is in need of some uplift or of some guidance. As always, as Aerosmith sang, I don't want to miss a thing. We don't want you to miss a thing. We don't want you to miss a single video, so subscribe and click the bell so you get notified every time we drop. We have videos every week. Most importantly, the world needs your light, so let it shine. And if you feel broken and your light's not shining, let us help you. I'm Jonathan Decker with Mended Light. This is Ask a Therapist, and I'll see you next time. And that next time is literally right now, because here comes that ginormous playlist. I want you to roll through there like it's the wheel on The Price is Right. And I want you to find what is the best pick for you, what video really speaks to you. Dive in, let it work its magic.